start with is our substrate. You can use anything. I use a lot of times the back of old sketchbooks or pads, you know.
Paper pads.
Paper
Paper
blocks.
pads.
Paper blocks.
So you're saying it should be pretty thick, this is too thin?
Well, no, actually, I'm gonna use 140 pound, for my own, 140 pound, watercolor paper. Now, what's important when you have something like this, not watercolor so much, paper so much, but the cardboard, it could leach something out into your collage. It might change the paper somehow. So what you want to do first, and what I'm going to have you all do, is coat this on one side. You can do two sides if you want, but coat it on one side especially, and that's the side we'll be adhering most of the stuff to. And so it won't change, but that's always something you have to think about. If you don't have an archival paper, you're using chipboard, or I've used masonite, you know, it has to be.
That's gonna fall off the table there, Tammy.
Thanks, Jack.
And you coated it just with the medium, the gel?
With your gloss medium, yes. Now, I've heard you can use the matte medium too. I've heard this recently, but I haven't personally done it. I've only done it with gloss medium. So, if you want to start, I've got some brushes here. You can put some gloss medium in these cups if you want. If you brought your own, that's great. If not, I'll give you some. So,
Do you want to tape the edges? Tell them to tape. Mary Kay,
Yes,
you want to
ma'am.
tell them to tape the edges too?
oh, thank you.
Sure.
Yes, if you've got something where you want a border, that's why I had to bring the tape. Put tape around the edge to keep a nice white, crisp. You'll have like a little bit of a, yeah. This is what Tammy's done, and hers are already coated. But and you can put the medium right on top of the tape. Later we will score it with a knife to remove it. So here I've got a couple tapes here if anybody needs tape. Mine is going to be really small.
Does anyone want a CD, or did anyone not bring one? I have 2 extra.
I've got brushes up here.
So, Mary Kay,
Yes, ma'am.
you're doing it not with an edge to fold over, you're doing it flush.
You can do it either way you want. You can do it either way. Yeah, if you just want a real narrow border, just
That's
do
why I
it.
wanted narrow.
Sure. You're the artist. You get to choose.
He's showing us how to do collage with an iron. Yeah. Homemade.
Welcome.
I got a bunch of these that I made at Hartford. Been wondering what to do with them.
Mary Kay, we were talking about the Mod Podge. Do you feel like there's any difference between that and the?
Yeah, I've heard that Mod Podge will yellow. Now, I use the Clipchamp. It's not the most expensive, but it's good quality. I think it's fine for collage. You know, if you really want to treat yourself, you get the golden stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So, anybody need any medium or want any medium?
Oh, shoot, I was still filming.
All right.
Oh, we'll let you do
Sorry,
it.
Tammy, I'm working all over on it.
No, you're fine. I can see you.
So this is
Here goes Mary Kay, coating her paper with gloss medium. Liquitex gloss medium.
Text.
There it is.
Gloss
After you tape the edges, coat it with gloss medium.
I love seeing all your dough.
Got a good turnout here.
Yeah, we do.
Did you see Carol Weissman?
All right. Stuff dries pretty fast.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do to make interesting papers to adhere to a collage. This was the gel medium that I think I was actually gluing little pieces on here, and after it dried, I just took some watercolor and over the printed page, and this was like a resist, and so you can get all kinds of cool effects that way. I also do things like, oh sorry.
That's okay. Showing.
The insides
Video.
of your envelopes that you get your junk mail. I do a lot of things with the different prints and textures that happen on those. What else? I do Xeroxes of fabrics or patterns that I like, and do that. And I love doing sanded papers. So this is, one of the things you get from Binny's with your bottle of wine. And I glued it with Elmer's glue onto here and put a piece of paper, this piece of paper was bigger before, and sanded it. And right away the textures come through. Here I did it with, put this underneath and sanded it, and you can transfer whatever texture you want with a little sanding block. So easy. And then over here, these are papers that both Tammy and I have done for Collage, and we are offering them up to you to select what you would like to do. If you see anything here, if you didn't bring anything and you want to see what you like, Tammy was telling me about this. This is tissue paper. Is this wet strength tissue paper or
It's the same as what you got, I think, over
Is
there.
it the same?
I think so.
I bought this for like $3 or $4 from, there were 25 sheets, I think. And you can do so many things with tissue paper because it's thin and picks up patterns easily. This was just watercolor slapped on the paper, put on a plastic tablecloth to dry,
Coated
and you coated
in gloss.
on the
Medium.
top, just the top.
Both ends, both sides.
Both sides,
are
yeah.
coated.
So it's gonna stick to whatever so plastic is really good to work on because these won't stick. So yes,
So you
your
can rip it off.
collage
slowly,
papers
not
must be coated on both sides to use. But we're not having you do that tonight because that's like, days waiting for everything to dry.
But there's a bunch of papers over there that you guys can take. Just rip off
Right.
whatever you want, whatever colors.
Right. I wanted to show some other ideas that
Look.
you can do. Well, I have an old book that I rip apart and just dab some paint on it, get some kind of texture there. This is cool. I use this kind of a tool that's got teeth on it and this was something that came with a frame, and put gesso on this and slid this all around and made a wavy pattern. Let it dry, coated it with very wet acrylic paint, thinned with water, and that's what I got. And here's a different one with dark blue.
So did you put that pattern in the acrylic paint?
You put it in the gesso.
The gesso?
You could put it in the paint too, there you go. Then your white would probably show through from the gesso underneath. And then, of course, this has been coated on both sides with the medium. Actually, it's got something sticking to it that shouldn't be there, but.
Mary Jane,
Yes, ma'am.
if you put paper on our substrate that we just put on our gel medium or whatever we use, matte medium, and glue it down with the matte medium, do you then
Well,
still
that's a
press
different
it?
way of working.
Oh, so you don't press
This is going to be, coated on both sides. You can, arrange your pieces, and then at the end, we're going to iron them, and they will all fuse together.
Okay, but
So
that's
this
what
is
I
a
mean.
method that was taught to me by this woman, and if you want to get the full in-depth whole day course with her, she
Laura
has a-
Line
She has a
Spencer.
place, she has a, she is great, yeah. And I'm just sort of, I'm just skimming the surface here. You make your own collage papers with her, and that takes a good part of the day, right? But here we're giving you already made. Okay, so, using, the matte medium as a resist, you can, I believe, yeah, this one is, the background was done like this. This one, right here. So, it's very simple.
How did you get that model?
That's matte. That's gel medium spread on here with a brush or a foam roll. You know, just kind of dashed on
You can
there
combine.
anyway, you know, no rhyme or reason.
It's just for our people.
And then you put the color on top. And then you glaze it with the medium.
That's amazing.
Yeah, now that's the way it was originally taught to me. I don't always do that, but
She's really nice lady.
I'm gonna teach you that way.
She's really
first.
nice lady.
And, yeah, here's that, gesso paper.
You didn't do her class with us?
And this was, she had some really cool, stencils with her,
You were
she called them stencils. They
You
have
was
raised
one right
patterns on them.
You were here
So I
before me.
sanded
We should tell Sandy.
paper. It picks up.
She did
Yeah, she had
the
spots.
landscape. Is that what she's holding, the landscape? We had her do the landscape class. Yeah, the narrow, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, another thing I do is, put acrylic paint on, carpet, non-slip pads, and hook the dots. I could put that kind of pattern. So, that's how that was done. This is a
Doily?
doily that my grandmother made. And I put it under tissue paper and put white acrylic paint on a foam brush, I believe, and just rub, you know, like with the brush, like this, and the pattern transfer. Now, some tissues disappear when you glue them down. This one did not, so I just left it. This base is masonite, and I put crackle medium on it, and then acrylic paint. And this sat probably for 3 years before I finally figured out something to do with it. So. Mhm. Oh, and I didn't show people on camera, right, or are you moving?
No, I'm watching you. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, so now, let me refer to my directions. What did I forget? Okay. Coat the substrate,
Check.
okay. So make your collage papers, I just showed you. how you can make collage papers. But we're letting you choose from what's over there. And so you wanna pick some things to play with and see what you like.
And
And then
just
we'll
so
go on from there.
And just so you know, most of the papers on this side of the table are coated with gloss medium, but I brought some that are not, because I thought she was kind of doing
Yeah, for
both.
today, just get some things that are.
Yeah,
coated.
but if you see anything that you want that's not coated, you can take that too.
Yeah, border back, so you can overlap your area.
Mary Kay, can you explain that again for our video?
You may overlap
Uh-huh,
your paper onto the tape,
okay.
and we will trim with a mat knife afterwards.
Perfect.
And then we'll pull the tape off, and you'll have your nice white border.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, I have some of
All right. Start collage. Go.
I'm gonna use this as my base.
Oh, you haven't ironed it yet.
I'm going to just lay these on. Something else too.
This? Oh no, that's not coated. So are you thinking composition right now?
I am. I am. And, no, I had fooled around with this a little bit before. So I kind of,
It doesn't distract you, the blue tape?
yes,
Yeah.
of course it does, yeah.
That way you'll be surprised when you take it off.
That's right.
But what if you put like some of that over the blue tape?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you pull it off,
She's
what
gonna
happens?
score where the edge is, where the blue tape is, and then she's gonna peel that part off, so it'll be a nice clean edge when she's done.
Because I see it overlapping and.
And it's
Right.
nice to let things be able to roll off the page.
Right, you don't have to worry about it as much, but it's hard to figure out what it's gonna look like
Yeah,
when it's done.
blue is there, yeah.
Like, how much space does she really have between that black piece and the top edge,
Yeah,
right?
and this
Right.
beautiful torn edge, oh, I guess that'll all be gone, right?
Right.
Yeah, that will be gone. Unless I move it
Da-da-da-da.
over like
Yeah,
this.
because that's a cool edge.
Unless I move it over like that. And
It's a shame to lose that beautiful torn edge.
And now you run back.
And now you're just playing with your design elements.
so here's, and I'm gonna
Okay,
take it
you're
over.
gonna take it over to iron, here we go.
Parchment paper.
Parchment paper.
Good tape. I was wondering.
And this
how
is
you
a
did
Silpat
that.
baking sheet. You could also put this on top too. If you have like an ironing board or something, but I wanted, I don't know how this is gonna react to the heat, so I put this on here.
And it's a low heat setting on the,
No, this is high. I put it on high.
really, like on linen? Or cotton?
Not silk.
Not silk.
Oh, some of my things moved. Oh, well.
Maybe it'll be happy.
It'll be a new design, a happy little
Happy
accident.
Yeah. My eggs will be or my huts are dancing. Okay, so now this is fused.
That's it?
That's amazing.
And then you can take it back and rework it then, is that correct or no?
No, it's
I mean,
stuck.
if you
It's-
wanted to add more on there,
Oh yeah, you can add
Exactly.
more.
Now, because this has gloss medium on it, I was gonna take a crepa. You can take crepa, you can take,
Oil
paint.
pastel?
I
Oil
brought paints
pastels?
too,
I
if
have
people
lots of
wanted to do
those.
that. Crepa's interesting because, or what do you call it?
Oil pastel.
Because if you put it on and you don't like it, you can remove it with baby wipes or sometimes alcohol on
And
a
my
towel.
fingernail.
Or your fingernail or something. But if it's sealed, with the medium. Yeah, you can, so I was gonna just do some scribbles now and see what happens.
Oh, and then you can draw on it.
You can draw on this, you can paint on this.
With acrylic paint.
You can put more papers on top.
Or pastels.
Yeah.
Color,
Oil pastels. I don't think soft pastels would work.
No.
Oil can go on top of acrylic as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. So did you see me iron it? No. Okay. I arranged all the pieces on here. I put it down on this, this is like a Silpat baking sheet to protect it. Now I could put this on top, and I have done this at my house, you know. and
Yeah,
iron
what
it
do
like
you do that at? I was gonna ask what you do, put that on
You
at
could,
home.
you could if you had an ironing board, but I'm, you know.
We don't want to ruin the
I don't
counter.
want to ruin their counter,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna put it here. Put the
I have an ironing board.
parchment paper over it.
Use?
There you go.
Iron it with a hot iron. Was hot. Ooh,
Don't touch it.
Something on your.
It's
see
stuck
that
to
paper
the
that
end.
that
Yeah.
Irina had melted. Yeah,
Don't
so that's
burn
not so
yourself.
good, but anyway. This is like just my crummy iron. It's not a good iron.
Oh.
And you just iron, and it just
Can smell it.
makes it so nice and flat. That's the beauty of it. I really don't think so.
It's like one piece
Okay.
of paper now. You fused it all together.
Pardon?
You fused it all together.
Yeah, I
It's like
did.
one piece of paper now.
That's right. But I'm gonna take off this blue stuff.
That's what I
I'll show you
wanted
how
to
that works.
All right, let's see that.
Okay,
Yep.
so I was gonna get one of these, right, oh, there.
You're there.
So what color do I wanna put on here? I don't know.
No kidding. And put something else.
Maybe I'll just do a neutral.
Is this your sketchbook?
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain about that too. That's what Ratinder taught me,
Mm,
so.
she is. I've got a bunch of sketchbooks I start and I never finish.
But I use the whole page for one image.
Now I will coat the whole thing again. What do you do about bubbles? 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 Yeah. I have
Credit card.
scraper.
Credit card. This catalyst tool.
So are you gonna go down to? No, probably not.
Probably not.
What time's been called?
No, they
You know, I've been there twice.
Yeah,
But we had fun.
Been there, done that.
yeah. It's in a different venue probably. Did you go to Morgan?
No, she didn't. Because the
Morgan
Morgan building
building
was
is really
last
nice.
year.
Yeah. It's very nice. I've been to events there.
Yeah, the yellow didn't look so good. But whatever.
So then I noticed like your big piece there is all matte. Did you use matte for the entire process or just at the end?
Just at the end. Yeah, and they say before you use the mat, you should put a coat of gloss first because it will adhere better.
Right.
But I met a woman at that show and she won for her collage, and she says she uses the mat.
All the time for everything?
For everything.
I love matte.
Yeah.
So,
The
Yeah.
glossy, my eyes get more tired looking at the glossy.
I think the glossy works for the iron. That's the only reason why you need to use the iron. She doesn't use the iron on those matte ones. She's using matte medium.
And just presses it down.
give it, just to give it a smooth finish.
We're doing this in matte medium?
This is the matte.
Matte medium.
Actually, this is matte varnish, so I'm hoping.
Matte varnish.
Yeah. That has to
All
dry.
right, Mary Kay, rather than me do that, should I use your brush in that?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Right over here.
All right, she's back.
Pastel.
Which I did here.
Do you have to coat over it again with
I did,
this?
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So getting the tape off might be the hardest part.
Well, what happens is,
I'll do it to this.
I
and I'll
can't
bring it
see
to
where I
this.
can grab it, you know, there's this layer, I crisscrossed at the corners.
Right.
So you gotta take off the top layer.
You gotta know which one was on top.
I just split my paper. This is a paper that is, very, soft. I didn't realize it when I bought it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It depends on what kind of paper you're working on. And when you pull the tape, always pull towards you. Don't pull up. Always pull this way to avoid ripping the paper as much as possible. Or you could just cover it up. You could leave the blue tape on there, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be part of the collage. I'm having trouble with that side. I'm gonna leave that for a while.
What I learned,
Should I cut through all the way?
Did you do that?
so you did, because if you can see it, it's harder to color it. You can't match it up. So I can
See how nice she's
Yeah,
pulling
see,
that?
you can see the paper split.
It's like a skill.
This is such a soft paper. It's almost like toilet paper.
And then you have a guide. Well, that's what she just did. You were watching her do it. So you cut, but you don't go through the paper.
All these goodies, huh? Oh, man.
And then, but you use a metal.
There she goes. Back to heated.
Make sure you got a nice firm substrate because this paper is not cooperating.
Uh-oh, I wonder if mine's gonna be that way too.
Maybe you should poke the other way.
Yeah, I tried that out too. It was no better.
Serious.
I'm sure you have bigger stress because of your country. I'm sure that you.
That's when you're gonna match.
Yep. The only thing is, we didn't really measure what size anything was, right? So
So you'd have to custom
mat it.
yeah.
But Mary Kay could help us with that, right?
What?
Custom mats?
Custom
I've got a
mats?
mat cutter.
Yeah, you got a mat cutter too, right? Don't you? Oh, maybe not.
Who?
Oh,
I can.
Peggy is going to be our next demo artist. She's going to be showing us how to cut her own mats. Oh, the video,
Yeah, I
we got
had
it
to
done.
actually run the hairdryer and pull at the same time. So that softened it up enough. But this is Hanemil
Oh,
paper.
Hanemil's supposed to be good.
It is good paper, but it's very soft.
Which direction are we going here? Oh, I could go lots of different ways.
That's the way I created it, but I, you know, do whatever you like.
Do whatever.
Can we try mine next?
Awesome. There's your finished piece.
Ready? Yours next, and I'll do mine.